springtime along the main streets and back roads of New England, Monday at 7:30.
From Fairway Sports World in Natick, today our defending champions Tom O'Brien of Natick and John Potorski of Waltham face the challenge of Scott Rondelli of Derry, New Hampshire, and Don Santiago from Falmouth, here on Candlepin Double. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the lanes. Let me just tell you right off the top, wasn't that a sensational roll by Jim Putney? And now that has affected one of the bowlers here. Don Santiago has moved down a seed in the true value picture. He's fourth now. He's still very much in the picture and still very much standing there, but after that sensational round, he's moved down one seed to fourth. If you were with us, yes, indeed, it was a terrific roll. He's done a remarkable job. You can applaud for yourself. It's worth it. If you were with us a week ago, it reminded me of what happened in the NCAA playoffs. Remember when Loyola Marymount played Michigan? Michigan shot 53% from the field, scored 115 points, and lost by 30 to Loyola Marymount. A week ago, John Potorski and Tom O'Brien took out Ashline and Carrington. Ashline and Carrington rolled a 246, and they lost to the 288. It has been some terrific bowling you've seen here with us. Let me just break down the prize value for you. $500 if you're on the winning team, $300 if you're on the runner-up team. Get $50 for 3 consecutive marks and $1,000 for 3 consecutive strikes. The bowlers look to me like they're ready as I look into their eyes, and I hope you are too. The show is there. And the show will get started on the arms of Tom O'Brien and Scott Rondelli. Tom O'Brien. Scott Rondelli has a high single of 210, a high triple of 479, and an average of 123. Tom O'Brien's high single is 194, his high triple is 485, and his average is 126, and his second ball is disappointing. So is Scott Rondelli's. Each man will leave the frame open. For Tom O'Brien, this is kind of a home court advantage. This is where he bowls from. A lot of his friends and fans and what have you are here in support of him. And he gives him something to watch with his first mark of the tournament match. Scott Rondelli has almost an unusual motion when he brings his left hand squarely behind his back and then up and then whips it back through. Almost like a fast-pitch softball pitcher might do. It's a sweet fill and a tough leave. Tom O'Brien's fill is 8, and there is wood in front. That was a good effort. A lot of explosion at the point of impact. Tom O'Brien with a 10 here in the third box in the first string. Scott Rondelli matching it with a 10 of his own. That's the difference, 10 pins. Champions of O'Brien and Potorski have 10 more. Scott Rondelli's 210 is the all-time high in the WCBC Tour. All but the 10 ball. All but the 4 and 7th fall for Tom O'Brien. So each man has bowled 4 boxes here in the first string. And the O'Brien-Potorski team have an 8-pin advantage. I was going to tell you, when that thing left, it seemed to break a little too much right, but he'll let it break right all he wants. His final ball of the first string is a terrific one. For Scott Rondelli, Tom O'Brien can't pick up the mark, so he leaves a single pin there, and he will go after it. And he'll get it. That'll do it. Tom O'Brien has completed his first 5 here in the first string, and Scott Rondelli has completed his first 5 with a hammer. We'll change lanes, change bowlers, and come back in just a minute. Please stay with us. Don Santiago is on the right of your screen, and we move in on John Potorski to start the next 5 boxes here in the first string. Don Santiago's high single is 200, a high triple of 464, an average of 124. John Potorski trying to get the 4 horsemen left and the 10. Oh, my heavens, I thought he had them all. A sweet kick and a second consecutive mark for the Santiago Rondelli team, and importantly, they filled the strike with a 10 and have taken a 2-pin advantage through boxes completed. John Potorski's ball comes a little too strong left, leaves himself with the 4 horsemen right. Fills the mark with an 8 and leaves himself with a spare leave to pick it up. And John Potorski took care of the 4 horsemen on the right, so he himself marked in the frame. Right down the pike. Can't roll him much sweeter than that. 3 consecutive marks for the Santiago Rondelli team. That means they have qualified for bonus money. And through boxes bowled, they have a 10-pin advantage. Each man working with a bonus ball here in the 7th. Goes in strong, goes in hard, and sits there. Disappointing fill of only 3. Well, you know now why Don Santiago is very much in the true value picture. He has marked for a 4th consecutive time for his team, and he has given his team, through boxes bowled, a 17-pin advantage. And remember, he's working on 2 bonus balls because his most recent mark is a strike. John Potorski and Tom O'Brien will have to find some of that grease lightning they had a week ago. It's going in strong. There is wood. It is a makeable shot to mark again. Don Santiago is an interesting approach. His feet are open. Takes a good square look at the target. Almost like a Rod Carew would stand in a batter's box. The results are pretty much the same as well. He filled the strike with 9 pins. His team has taken a 27-pin advantage through boxes scored. He hit the wood right in the nose, and it didn't take out the stander. It's a 28-pin advantage now for Santiago and Rondelli through 9 boxes here in the first string. Last week you saw Tom O'Brien step up and erase a chunk like that in 5 frames, so it is certainly infinitely makeable. Although when they keep making shots like that, it's going to make it tough. Don Santiago can go out with a mark here in the 10th box. The 10, just a lone soldier standing. He got it. John Potorski has wood in front of the 7. Goes for that, doesn't get the kickback. He will fill the box with a disappointing 9 and a 102 for the O'Brien-Potorski team. And there is one more ball for Don Santiago. And anytime you're trying to unseat a championship team, an opportunity to roll a bonus ball just increases your chance of winning. There it goes. He'll take 6 more. Indeed, he will get 6 more. So Don Santiago and Scott Rondelli have O'Brien and Potorski on the ropes. They lead it by 35 pins. We have another string to go. Please come back to Candlepin Bowling. Perhaps a change of lanes will be a change of luck for O'Brien and Potorski. Scott Rondelli, the first ball of the second string of football. A lob is what Ralph Stewart called. Tom O'Brien leaves the 4 horsemen left side. And Scott Rondelli gets off to an inauspicious beginning. Tom O'Brien starts it auspiciously. Scott Rondelli coming back smartly to get a 10 after lobbing with his first ball in the frame. You might recall a week ago Tom O'Brien got hot in this very same lane, in this very same situation. His team wasn't down by as many pins, wasn't down by 35. They were trailing by 1, and he got hot in the first 5 boxes. Scott Rondelli has gotten a little hot now. Bang! Good night, Irene. 2 in a row. We've seen 2 in a row. Each one has rolled us 1. First ball comes a little too strong right for Scott Rondelli. Here's Tom O'Brien. He's got the rhythm. Whomp! Then he's got 7 pins on his first ball. He's got a legitimate shot at a spare on the other side. Scott Rondelli got every one except 1. So Scott Rondelli fills his strike with a 9. Tom O'Brien brought it too strong. Too strong. Brought it left to right too much. Filled his strike with an 8. He was disappointed with it. Simmered down just a touch. 27-pin lead for Santiago and Rondelli with 7 boxes of bowling remaining. Sweet, it kind of sneaks over and nudges a few back. Came a little too strong between the 1 and the 3. Not strong enough for Tom O'Brien. Tough match. The magic that has been there just doesn't seem to be finishing out. Scott Rondelli, of course, marked in his 4th box, so he's working on a bonus ball, and his team has a 27-pin advantage through boxes already scored. Well, that'll open the door a touch. Brought it left and it stayed left. A little too much left. Only the 7 will stay. Well, that wasn't even in the county. So we've bowled 5 boxes here in the second string, and Santiago and Rondelli still have a lead that is now 26 pins. As we change bowlers, Don Santiago and John Potorski. 5 frames of bowling to go. A 26-pin lead for this man's team. Almost looked like he left it open flat, left his hand flat, so did John Potorski, but he got more out of it. 7-10 with the Yosemite National Forest between it. If he could pick up this, not only would it mark it for his team, but the emotion of picking up the split. It hit it, but it didn't hit it over. How do you do? By a wiggle and a waggle, do we go. I'll tell you, lane 4 doesn't have the magic for Don Santiago that lane 3 had for him the previous time. There's a 23-pin advantage for Santiago and Rondelli with 4 boxes of bowling remaining. Obviously, again, time and pins to do it. Sweet roll, left his hand solid. Don Santiago will line up a diamond left. Draw his measure on it. And cut a couple corners off it. Just as he released it too flat to the right. It rolled off his fingertips and went right. It is a 21-pin advantage for Santiago and Rondelli. Little by little, it's been coming down. 35, 26, 23, 21 now, with 3 frames of bowling left. John Potorski can get hot. They'll tighten it right up. Don Santiago's just leaving the door wide open. Potorski says, after you. Here in the 8th frame of the second string, Don Santiago puts up a 6. John Potorski puts up a 9, and it comes down again. There are 2 frames left. 18 pins separate the 2. The challengers have the lead. The door is open. If you don't walk through, you don't win. It stays open. That's a tough spare leave. That's a tough leave. Well, you see for yourself, identical leaves. The end of the box. It comes down a little more. Stays at 18. My math isn't that good. It stays at 18. Each one putting up an 8 here in the 9th box. We have 1 frame of bowling left. 18 pins separate Santiago, Rondelli, and O'Brien and Potorski. And I'll tell you, I think it's over. Yes, it's over. I won't sing. I'll spare you the melody. But it's time to call it a day. There she sits. Don Santiago is entitled to another ball because he marked in the final frame, but it's like coming up to bat in the bottom of the 9th inning with a 4-run lead. You don't need it. But in this game, you get to take your cuts. The cuts have been cutting back, I'll tell you. Should have cut the difference and walked away. Nonetheless, they win. Santiago and Rondelli will send O'Brien and Potorski home. The final counts. 2:14 for O'Brien and Potorski, and a 2:36 for Santiago and Rondelli. We'll be back after this. It's at this point that I think I'm saying goodbye to brothers. You guys have been with us so long.
Hey,
John, congratulations on what you guys done.
Thanks.
What is it, Alley 4? Is that what it is?
As you saw in today's match, practically nobody could hit Alley 4.
Well, you guys have gotten $2,350, and again, our thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for enjoying us. What we want to do is we want to congratulate you guys. You guys did very well today. But was it lane 4, huh?
Oh, we kept sticking on the approach here. It's tough to follow through when you're sticking, because you can't really get the motion through.
Well, Scott, you guys are moving on next week. How do you feel about that?
Hopefully we can do a little better on this lane 4 here. I felt like I was throwing some softball pitch the first box to the second string, but hey, we hung tough and we got the win.
But you know, the magic of this game is you can roll a 99 and win. And that's what you guys did. Rolled a 99 and won. They'll be back next week. I'll be back next week. We hope you are too. For Candlepin Doubles and all of us, I'm Ed Harding. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.